Good morning. Today we are doing CO66. I can find missing sides of similar polygons. So we're still working with those polygons. We have two more objectives. Tomorrow we are doing the math testing. Friday is a retake day. Monday and Tuesday we will do objectives. Wednesday is a review day. Next week Thursday is our practice test. Next week Friday is the real test. So we're almost done with this unit with our angles and polygons. So today we're doing I can find missing sides of similar polygons. So a proportion, well, first let's look at similar polygons. A similar polygon are polygons that have the same shape but not necessarily the same size. Remember, they're not congruent. Congruent means they are identical. Similar means one's bigger or smaller than the other. Corresponding angles of similar polygons are congruent, and the ratios of the lengths of corresponding sides are equal. That's what we worked on yesterday. So that symbol for similar is that squiggle line. So a proportion is an equation stating that two ratios are equivalent. So we're finding that proportion between the two polygons to see if they're similar. If they are proportionate, they are similar. Cross products property. The cross products of a proportion are equal. So if we have 2/4 and 1/2, cross products, if we multiply these two and we multiply these two, they're going to be equal. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 1 is 4. So you know they are proportionate if their cross products equal each other. So 2/4 and 1/2 is proportionate. That makes sense? We've talked about this before, but it was a while ago. So the lengths of corresponding sides of similar polygons are proportional. What we talked about yesterday, that scale factor, that ratio is the same. When two polygons are similar, you can use proportions to find unknown lengths. So let's see how we do that using that cross products property. Quadrilaterals A, B, C, D, and E, F, G, H. Well, you know what? Let's see. Let's do A, B, C. Nope. A, B, C, D. So AD is 32 centimeters and BC is 40. So I need to make it go out a little bit like that. Then we have EH. This one's going to be smaller. So let's say E, F, G, H. Let me double check that I labeled them correctly. Here. Let me write it the way that the book had it. So all right. So AD is 32 centimeters and BC is 40 centimeters. Then we have EH is 20 centimeters and FG is our unknown. It's an X. So we need to match them up So we're going to say, we're going to look at this and say AD, if we turn, our polygons are turned, so they don't match up. We don't say AD matches with EF because it's actually flipped. Okay, so we have to be careful. Remember, we have to look at our names to see what matches with what. So AD is going to match with EH. So we're going to take that AD, which is 32, and we're going to put it over EH. So again, you're not just looking at where that placement is, because if that polygon is turned or flipped, they don't match up looking at it this way. We have to match it up according to their names. AD goes with EH, which is 20. I want to simplify that. Well, before I simplify it, we're using the cross products. So if they are proportionate, we're going to look at BC in the middle here. BC is 40. It's going to match up with FG, and FG is our X. That's what we want to find. So if I'm going to use my cross products, if I'm going to use cross products, I want to multiply 20 by 40. What is 20 times 40? Josie? Say 800? Yeah. And then I divide it by what's left. So you multiply the cross products, divide by what's left, and you get X. So what is 800 divided by 32, Nolan? 25. So my X, my missing side, is 25. So the first thing you have to do is figure out which sides match up with which side, so you can make your ratio. Looking at the names, we can see matching up our letters with where those letters fall. So make your ratio. Then you're going to, whichever one has the cross products that you can multiply those two together, divide by the other number. Okay? Does that make sense? So you have to match up the sides that go together to get your ratios. Then you do the cross products, divide by your remaining number. Let's look at our second part. Making an indirect measurement. Indirect measurements, we use similar triangles to find lengths that are difficult to measure directly. So our example is there's a 16-inch tall groundhog that emerges on Groundhog's Day near a tree and sees its shadow. The length of the groundhog shadow is 5 inches. The length of the tree shadow is 35 inches. So I have my little groundhog. Here's my groundhog. His shadow is 5 inches, and the groundhog is 16 inches tall. The tree is, we don't know how tall the tree is, but we know the tree's shadow is 35 inches. We want to find how tall our tree is. So if we have these two lines, we can make it into a triangle, right? So when it's saying we're comparing those triangles, use similar triangles. Now we can use our proportions. If I have 5 inches, what do I match that up with? 35, because the shadow length to the tree length. So we see here, length of the tree shadow was 35. Length of the groundhog shadow is 5. Now we have height of the tree. That's what we don't know. Over height of the groundhog, which is 16. What do I have to do to solve it, Anthony?
16 times 35 divided by 5.
So 16 times 35, and then we're going to divide it by 5. So 16 times 35 divided by 5. So how tall is our tree? 16 times 35 divided by 5. Aiden?
112.
Our tree is 112 inches tall. Because we did 16 times 35, and then we divided it by the 5. Same thing that we did up here. Do your cross product and divide it by the other number. What math did you do? Did you, or did you add? Because 35 times 16 is not 48. Now divide it by 5. There you go.
So 35 plus 16.
I know, I'm not sure how she got 48, to be honest. Somehow she did. It happens.
Wait.
So 16 times 35, you're multiplying those cross products, divide it by our other number. I need my back table to stop talking, please. Any other questions? Okay, so our work for today is page 137, 138. Page 137, 138. If you are at home, we hope you are well, and we hope to see you soon. Have a good day.